I am your host, J. Paul, and welcome to another episode of More Than Music City.
I'm your boy SOS, and today we have
Tab Fades. This is More Than Music City.
All right.
Short, you usually start off with the good questions in the beginning. What you got?
Man, tell us about yourself, man. Tell us.
Oh man, 36, born and raised in Cookville. I'm now a entrepreneur. I have a barbershop on Willow. I guess I'm looking straight to the phone, right?
Yeah.
Barbershop on Willow. I've been in business for like 2.5 years. I left, came back. Cookville's growing and expanding, diversifying. Trying to get our seat at the table.
So what made you had a love, for being a barber? What first gave you that love, or just fading people up as kids and being like, I like this, or?
So the crazy thing is like I didn't even cut hair as a kid. My cousin cut hair. So like I would do like lineups, push my shit back. Me and Mario, but I never grew up. I didn't grow up cutting hair. Like I said, that was LeBron. Now I will say my mom, when I was probably 4 or 5, she worked at Oster's, which was on Fisk, and they made clippers. So like Troy Lee and Tim and all them would always be like, hey, give me some clippers. She always brought clippers home and took to Granny's house. You know what I'm saying? Right. That was one thing that I do remember at like 5 and 6 years old is, my mom being the supply of the clippers, but there was not no barber. There was just a bunch
So you Cookville born and raised?
Yeah.
Okay.
Born right. It was Cookville General Hospital, I think. June 10th, 6:02 p.m.
All right, Jim and I in the building.
For sure. Yes, I hope y'all get the good one today. Y'all get the good side.
I know, man. We bipolar. No.
I'm Cookville born and raised, man. First 9-10 years of my life, I lived in Allgood. I lived in Allgood Manor, to be exact. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was in a manor before the days of it being the manor. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, but my ties was deeply rooted to Bushtown.
Okay.
All my family was in Bushtown. My grandma lived, 7th Street, Bushtown, Hunter Ave. My aunt was on Gibson. Aunts all up and down Hunter.
So
outside of Clay.
Was you all good? Did you go to all good?
Man, so like, I was in second grade. I went to Allgood for a semester and went straight back to Northeast. But see, I didn't even go to Parkview like everybody else in Bushtown. Even when I lived in Bushtown, I went to Northeast because Miss Irby taught at Northeast. So we rode to school with her. I never went to Parkview. You know what I'm saying? So I was always kind of like that inside-outside guy.
On a different track than everybody else.
You know what I'm saying? So like everybody in Bushtown went to Parkview. I lived in Allgood, went to Northeast, but I was still in Bushtown down there.
You were still a Bushtown kid?
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I was also in Allgood too, before the Manor days, back there, when Tug and Big Bob and all them lived back in there. Barber was there, you know what I'm saying? So like I remember early Allgood ballpark type days, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going over there playing cup ball and that type of stuff. So, but Cookville's changed a lot from what it was.
So I mean, I noticed you moved like out of Cookville for a little bit, right?
Yeah, that was later.
What made you because you was working at some nice barbershops in other cities, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What made you say, man, you know what, I'm going back home with this?
And I had nothing to do with it, honestly, you know what I'm saying? That was one of the things. So like my track record, or my journey was very well molded and sculpted. You understand what I'm saying? So like my first stop was very intentional. My second stop was even more so intentional. And my third stop rounded everything out. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It put all the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? So like my first stop was at Blue Raider Barbershop. And that's a pastor owned that shop.
That's the one there. Murphy's in in near MTSU?
Yeah, right across the street.
Okay, I think I came there to holler at you once.
You did. So like, what I didn't really understand was like that situation was grooming me for a lot of the situation that I'm in now. You know, I'm right across the street from Tennessee Tech in the hospital. Campus, quote unquote, campus barbershop. Could be the campus barbershop, you understand what I'm saying? Also, one of the main barbershops, pillar of the communities type ordeal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there were several instances that play into where I'm at now that was birthed and the foundation was built in my first stop at Blue Raider.
And then when you left Blue Raider, where'd you go?
I went to Woods Viking, which that played an even more influential spot in the second spot because that's where I learned how to cut straight hair.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I learned how to pick up the shears and do the white people.
I got you.
You understand what I'm saying? Straight hair. So that stop was cool, and then the third stop, of course, was when I finally hooked up with Hunt and CJ and went to Nashville, went to Antioch, you know what I'm saying? And then I really seen what...
That was the one out in Nolensville? Okay, I think I holler at you out there too.
Yeah, that was the shop, you know what I'm saying, where I really seen what a city shop ran like, you know what I'm saying? It was very different, fast paced, you know, very loud.
A lot going on.
A lot going on at all times, you know what I'm saying? You don't have the diversity of white, black, Puerto Rican, Asian. Right. But you have the structure of high class, middle class, low class in the black community. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, you have your athletes, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna name drop.
I got you, yeah.
You had your athletes that would come through. Then, you know, you had your people of the community, your preachers, you know what I'm saying, your entrepreneurs, business owners, movers and shakers, if you will. And then you also serve the lower class of the community with, you know, the people that live in the apartments and houses.
Single moms
bringing in the house and nearby. You know what I'm saying? So like, again, like I said, all my steps were orchestrated.
I feel you.
You know, so like, in that aspect, I was blessed. So I didn't want to come back to Cookeville to answer your question. My spiritual mother that I met at Blue Raider, you know, they laid out the blueprint. You know, one day you're gonna go back home, XYZ gonna happen, and you're gonna be playing A, B, C, and D. You know, so we here.
I got you.
So when you made that move to come back to Cookeville, as far as doing the barber thing, when you come back to Cookeville, when you did come back, what was your plans when you came back? Man. And did it plan out the way you had it planned?
Man, yeah, it planned out the way I had it planned. It just planned out a whole lot quicker, a whole lot sooner than I had it planned. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really suspect that I would have my own spot within 2 months of being back. And then,
so you came back with the intentions on working somewhere?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I came back with the intent that I may have to continue to further commute back and forth from Cookeville to Nashville, or I may have to go into a situation to where I have to pay booth rent.
I got
You
you.
understand what I'm saying? Because I wasn't in a place financially to say, you know what, here, sign me that lease for sign me that lease for 6 months to a year.
Right.
You know, but again, listen to my spiritual mother, which of course I'm sure you'll hear, continue to hear her name drop, but just listen to what she said, you know, listen to what God had for me if I listen, you know, remained obedient. And the thing about it is like, of course, you know, not to get on that kick, but we fall every day, you know, but it was like just having a little bit of discipline, you know what I mean, just a little bit of discipline, you know what I'm saying, that mustard seed in every little aspect where I had to have the mustard seed planted. Just got me there. You know, like I said, I was back 2 months, at that spot 6 months, and now I've been at the spot I'm at now since, I'm going on like 2 years in February.
That's what's up.
So the first spot you was at, the first spot you said you was there for 6 months, you jumped into having your own spot?
Yeah, so I came back and I leased like a little, it was my own spot, but it was just like the square footage size of a little suite. You know what I'm saying? Like a little 480 square foot suite.
But it was your own.
It was my own spot, you know. So, like I said, I was there 6 months and then outgrew it and then rolled into the situation I'm in now on Willow.
That's a good thing when you outgrow something.
Yeah, man. But the thing about it is, and you gotta be. I really gotta be careful on how I say it. It's a good thing when you can grow into something, but a lot of times you can grow into something and not be ready to grow into it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So like, I think that's where I was at. I could grow into it, and I did grow into it, and it's paying out. I'm learning, but had I stayed still just a little bit longer, I still would have been cool too.
I got you.
You understand what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you know, everything's still moving.
What you love most about what you do?
Man, just being able to serve people. You know, even on days when you don't feel like serving people, there's that one person that can come through the shop. You know,
Change your whole
that
day.
can change the trajectory of how you continue the day.
Right.
You know, you may be having one of them slow days, as we said. You know what I mean? Like a day, none of your cuts is going right. You know what I'm saying? Baby mama killing your phone. You know what I'm saying? Other barbers is tripping. You know what I mean? The weather's gray. You know what I mean? Like, and then that one person can come through the door and just, you know,
Everything's cool.
Everything's cool. You know what I mean? Your problems don't even mean nothing compared to what
Somebody else might be going through.
what somebody else may be going through. You know.
And they cool about it.
And you know, you get to change the way they go on about their day when they turn around and look in the mirror and it's like, man, I needed this haircut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now I can get this monkey out my back. You know what I mean?
Because I don't get haircuts, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
like I see my kids with like the way they act before they get a haircut and the way that they act after a haircut is like night and day. Like my kids come in from a haircut and they just come and stand in front of me. Like check me out. You know what I'm saying?
They be like Spice Saddles.
Yeah.
You know,
I see what they do.
everywhere's the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, everywhere's the mirror when somebody get a haircut.
Yeah,
Like,
man. I
cool,
see what they
look
do
at
to
the
my
points.
kids alone. You know what I'm saying? And,
Sure.
Cause I ain't had a haircut since.
I edged you up for your wedding.
Yeah, that's probably it. That was probably the last time I had anybody cut my hair. Or
On
anything.
your head. That's why. You got married when?
2000.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, just
Yeah,
2000.
a long time ago.
You know what I mean? So,
Over a decade ago. But yeah, man. I know it. See, like I don't get haircuts, but I come by your shop and just,
for sure.
you know, just kick the shit, you know, and just, I see people when they sit down, you know, like when they stand up and they turn around, they look and like the look in their eyes is like, you know what I'm saying?
He come by the shop, you hustle, man. What you selling?
I just go by.
Honestly, that's what I was about to say. Like,
I just go by because
I appreciate you doing that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't understand. Like, that's what support is.
I feel you.
I'm right there at the hospital, so when I get off work some days, if I
Stop
got
by.
a spare minute,
You know,
I'm about to stop by.
I mean, you heard what he said. He don't even he ain't had a haircut in years,
Right.
but he's still making a point to stop by.
Yeah, I just stopped by.
And so,
just
like,
to,
a lot of people have became intensified by the microwave success and the microwave mindset of entitlement, that they forget what support is sometimes just because I can hit that share button on a post. Oh, I support you. No, that's not support. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, drop by sometimes when you pass them by, or refer a friend or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or if you know somebody that need a haircut that you know is in a situation that can't. Hey man, here's a couple dollars. I'm gonna send them by. You make sure you take care of them. You know what I mean? There's a million different ways you can support somebody. You know what I mean? So like, I appreciate the fact that you do stop by the shop.
Yeah, I just stop by just
to
you know
show
what I'm
some
saying?
love.
Yeah, and just see what you got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Coming up, we ain't had that. We ain't have that mentee of a barbershop growing up. I'm born and raised here. There was not a barbershop that we could go into, you know what I'm saying, and know we could get some culture, know we could get a haircut, know we could get, you know what I'm saying,
Get something off your chest.
some hair products, get some off your chest.
When I lived in
camaraderie.
Cookville, I can remember honestly driving back to Murfreesboro, the university,
to get the haircut.
barber to go get a haircut.
You understand what I'm saying? So like, the crazy thing is, the barber, the man that owned the barbershop that I started at, worked at university up under Mr. James.
Wow,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So now owns university. You understand what I'm saying? So like, the connection of so many people from Cookville that used to go to university in Murfreesboro, Sparta, McMinnville,
Right.
used to go to university to get their haircut. You know, now I'm a born and raised guy that's opened up something like that back at home. You know?
Hey, we used to head out to Murfreesboro to get them haircuts unless you was able to get a hold of Jason Bohannon
Yes, J-Bo
or Justin McClellan.
So Justin was, they both cut my hair, but so like if we going on, you know, who was the barber? Justin was my barber, you know. So like they both had me right. But then Zoe was my barber too, though. You know, Zoe cut hair too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Zoe was nice with them clippers. You know what I'm saying? Like I think all three of them had me together in one school picture or another. You know what I mean? All three of them did. So,
I've had a few cuts from J-Bo, but Justin, he was probably my barber too.
Yeah. That buffet was nice.
It really was.
That buffet was nice, you know what I'm saying? Like that, my 7th grade pictures, I'll never forget. That buffet was crazy with my duck head and my Ivy crew.
Jason, hey J-Bo
She
for
was
real.
just outfit and everything.
Yeah,
Hey, J-Bo gave me my first uptown fade.
I can tell you no outfit I had on for a school picture ever.
Goodies. I had the red plaid with the Ivy crew jeans. Yeah, that was
Hey, J-Bo gave me my first uptown fade.
No, for real.
Man. See, Mark,
I don't know about no fades, man. I was a bald head or hair.
right.
It was one or the other. Because I didn't have no barber. Like, I
Man,
think
so-
one time I let Marty cut my hair.
Oh,
Man,
wow.
you know, like, and it's crazy that, you know, we all talking about being here and not having a barber at one particular time,
Mhm.
you know, but like, I'm a very in-depth thinker, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? And I think when kids have a barber, it's like kids having a dad now, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have that male figure that they can turn to, you know. You look at Trey, I've been cutting Trey hair, you know, for the last 4 or 5 years since he was a kid, you understand what I'm saying? There's so many other kids around that I've been cutting for so long that, you know, when they get 15, 16, you know what I'm saying, 25, 30, and I'm still around,
Right.
you know, and let's just be real, 80% of them don't have those dads around, you know.
Right.
They have that connection.
With you.
With me.
As another male.
As another male, you understand
Right.
what I'm saying? So like there's a real importance to that too. And I think a lot of times people get so caught up in the haircut that they forget everything else
That goes with the haircut experience.
that goes with the barbering experience.
That's why I come in here, man. It's not about getting my hair cut. I come in here for the experience because I know I'm going to come in here. You're going to tell me something new that I didn't know, and
Yeah.
somebody else is going to walk in while I'm in there waiting to get the haircut, and they're going to be talking about something that, and then, you know, talking about sports, blah, blah, this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just the experience I come over there for, you know what I'm saying? Just to support you, and, you know, just, I come over there just to look at you, make sure you're good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Really.
Right.
But at the same time,
That's
I
what
come in
fans
here.
supposed to do, you know?
Yeah, I just come in there, you know, and I figure I'm gonna stop in. Like 9 times out of 10, when I come over there to the shop, my wife be like, "Oh, you getting out of work? What you about to do?" I'll be like, "I'm gonna stop by Terrence's for a minute." She be like, "Okay, I'll see you in an hour, or I'll see you later," because she know
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in there for like a 10-minute, 15-minute conversation. I'm gonna be there for an hour and a half.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll sit there while you cut a whole head, start on another head. I'll still be standing there.
You know, but that's the gift and the curse too, you know. So like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't like the fact that I'm so vocal when I cut, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what comes with being from the area, you know what I mean?
Right.
Having a plug and having so many ties back to so many
To everybody here.
So you got people
I mean,
that you be cutting their hair that they don't want you to say nothing. They just want you to.
man, sure, you would be amazed. Like, so like the crazy thing is, so like the 3 bad reviews I have on Google, you know, and I'm just gonna be transparent. The 3 bad reviews I have on Google are from brothers, you know, and all 3 of them are kind of in unison saying the same thing, you know, like he talked too much while he cut hair, you know, he was a barber, but he talked too much, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes his conversations be inappropriate. So, you know, like I know somebody that probably just got out of jail that's gonna stop by the shop and tell me such and such just got out of jail. You know what I mean? Got caught for this.
But wait a minute. Long as okay. Now this the problem now. Honestly, this the problem. People talking about if you talk too much. Okay, now you cutting whatever. You know what I'm saying? You fade and you gotta stop every time you tell a story. You know what I'm saying? But you fading. You know what I'm saying? You working while you talking.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, because I'm sorry, I've had a barber. He know who he is, too. But hey, dude will fade you a minute, tell you a story, put the clippers down, tell you the story. You be like...
I'm victim of doing that. You know what I'm saying? I do it sometimes.
He be like, bruh.
I be looking the client eye to eye using my hands and ain't no clippers going. You know what I'm saying? They on lunch. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, I get it. You know, like that's part of. So like that's the next level of business. You know that a lot of a lot of folks in small business in local areas like this don't get. You know, like there has to be a balance of keeping it professional, but also keeping it, you know what I mean, business oriented. You know,
right.
Like, you know, if you don't show customer service, they gonna complain. If you show too much customer service, they gonna complain. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like,
one thing about it, we don't get political on here, but it's just like that type of thing. You can't please everybody. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, who's there or whatever. You can't make everybody happy, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people just gonna complain because
that's what they do.
That's what they do, man. So I'm like,
man.
But overall, I'm like, if you, no matter what the situation is, when you hand them that mirror, like, oh yeah, I'm clean. Hey,
yeah.
You can go home like, hey, I don't care what they think. They was clean.
Man, you know, the thing about it is, like, if I got 12 appointments, man, if I can get that 8 or 9 times a day, I have a good day. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of people think that every time somebody comes and sit down in that chair, you're supposed to knock it out, but you don't understand. You know, there's so much that comes with their client having that perfect haircut. Is their haircut clean? Did they wash it? You know what I'm saying? Had they been in a hat all day sweating with dried debris dried up on their hair? There's so many pieces of criteria that come into having that picture perfect haircut. You know, that Instagram haircut, you know, Steve Harvey line. You know what I'm saying? Or that Hunt the Barber or OG fade. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much that comes with that stuff that a lot of people aren't willing to do when it comes time to prepping before they come to the shop.
See, man, that's
barbershop. So that makes your job harder.
Oh man, you know,
barbershop I go to in Antioch, that's like when they went up to a luxury barbershop. That's like part of everything they do. You know, when you set that appointment's for a cut, wash, and a shave. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he was like, of course, that wash, it seems inconvenient or whatever, but they was like, it's so much more convenient on the barber.
On the barber and the
client. Because it's like once they wash you, they'll get back in the chair, clean you up a little bit. Because I'm like, everybody know clean there is easier to cut. So
man, but you know the crazy thing is, sure, everybody don't know that, because I don't know if y'all remember, but the theory is, like when you was a kid, they used to say, dirty hair make your hair go quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I remember that.
Or if you want waves, you know what I'm saying, make sure your hair dirty when you get ready to brush it. Wave and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's so many false theories out there about hair and stuff like that. So like, you would be surprised at how many people don't know that clean hair is better to cut.
like I tell you what, somebody was just telling me a few nights ago, you was there, about beards, because I was like, I can't grow a beard. And he was like, I didn't know you weren't supposed to wash your beard with body wash or whatever.
So like,
I was like, what? You don't wash your hair with?
That's the thing. Here we go. We're gonna add some value to the podcast. I'm gonna add some value. Me too. So like, a lot of people have the beard process confused. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you go back to when you hit puberty as a teenager, you got pimples here, through here. You didn't really get them down through here now unless you have bad cases of acne. You know what I'm saying? That's because you don't have oil glands. You don't have oil glands down through here. Your oil glands are here. So whether you're black, white, whatever, when it's time to grow in a beard, it requires your skin to be moisturized right here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a part of the body that requires moisture to grow. Unlike even on white people, they want to keep oil out of their hair, but in tune, they have to have oil in their beard to grow a healthy beard. You know what I'm saying? So it's a compare and contrast, if you will. Like, so like body oils and regular body wash and shampoos and stuff, they're made to strip oils from your body. Right. So when you use it on your beard, you're stripping your beard of the natural oil.
But what about conditioning though?
So and that's what I tell people, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have a beard wash or a co-wash or something, you know what I'm saying, that's manufactured strictly for the beard, just use a conditioner, a moisturizing conditioner.
That's probably why my beard don't grow, man. I can't grow no facial hair.
So I mean,
I'm 40.
Man,
some people just ain't got it.
Dude, look at Willie J, man. He got a baby face.
Some people just ain't got it.
Because he wants one. But he can grow a beard. I can't.
Well, I have seen Little Thrill with a beard though, for real.
I mean, he can grow a beard. I cannot. I'm 42 years old and cannot grow a beard.
Some people just ain't got it though.
Maybe I just don't got it, or maybe it's because I use my soap on my face.
And that could be.
You use body wash on your face, man?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
so what do you wash your face with?
It's like an unscented soap, man. Like,
I'm not going through all that.
man, like get the regular Ivory Bar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get that. You don't wash your face with that. What's wrong with you, man?
What's wrong with you? Man, I just thug it out. You know what I'm saying?
Thug it in public.
Yeah, I just thug it out.
That ain't no thug having your face smelling good, man. What are you?
Man, I just.
That's a part of grooming. That's a gentleman.
You know what I'm saying? And
So
plus, like you said, you know, you got to keep oil and stuff. Man, I don't even put lotion on in the wintertime, man. Like, me and Anna just had this conversation like a week ago. I was like, man, I got to start using lotion, man. My skin be cracking. Like, my hands be so dry, man. She was like,
and there's a cure for that, dog.
Lotion.
Yeah, there's a cure for that.
I know. I started using it like a week ago.
Man, I couldn't say the last time I put some lotion on. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't use it.
What?
In the wintertime.
Man, I'm like, dude, I get out the shower, I'm like a female. Lotion on my legs.
You see that shit?
Hey,
Boy,
man,
you know
but
what I'm
the thing
saying?
about it is, it's so
Hey, get the Vaseline for the feet, man. What you talking about, man?
the health and beauty industry, that's like a $40-50 billion industry, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's so many people, especially black people right now, that's capitalizing on the product side, the hustle side of it. You know, that's where for so long they had their thumb on us because we wasn't taking advantage of the opportunities. You know, we would schedule a hair appointment. So, and this is mostly for women, where most of the money is spent when it comes to black consumers spending on health and beauty is black women. So like, you know, the black woman would set the hair appointment, go to the Korean store to buy the hair. You understand what I'm saying? Go to the beauty salon that's owned by somebody else that's paying rent for the chair to get their hair done. You know what I'm saying? Then have to go back to the Korean store or the Sally's or somewhere else to get the products to keep up the hair. You understand what I'm saying? So at no particular point was we circulating the dollar. Right. But at every particular point we had our hand in on where the dollar was being exchanged.
It made a lot of people rich, probably.
It made a lot of people rich, and it dug into our pockets, and it's dug into our mindset, you know what I'm saying? So, like, one thing that a lot of people don't understand is there's a lot of beauty industries, male and female, out here getting a lot of money right now in this beauty industry, you know what I'm saying? From products to education to certifications, you understand what I'm saying? There's you got people doing the lock extensions now, so you know what I'm saying? He could cut some of his locks off, and tomorrow y'all can have matching length locks.
Right. Who does that?
A lot of people do it. You understand what I'm saying? There's a loctician in Nashville right now making probably more money than 50% of the 80% of the doctors at Vanderbilt is making. You understand what I'm saying? He's making it with hair. So like my homeboy Hunt, just last week he just went viral doing the man unit. You know, been doing these man units for years.
What's that?
So it's like
put these pieces on where you can fade them up, give them waves, all of that.
And the thing about it is, there's nothing. We have been so programmed to think that a man that wants to fade because he's been bald, there's something wrong with him.
Right. If he goes out and finds
if he has every needs of the financial income that it's going to take to pay for that, upkeep that, they have programmed us to thinking that something is wrong with that,
right,
and making fun of that man that wants to walk around with that level of confidence.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? When in tune, the barber that's doing it is making, you understand what I'm saying, a living and a name and a brand off the process. You know. So again, like I said, it's kind of just like a catch-22, you know, with the beauty industry. You know, there's so much of it that we run, but there's so much of it that we don't own. You know, we don't have our hand in on, which is with entertainment and music and everything else. You know.
Yeah. I mean, look at the whole pandemic.
The pandemic, yeah.
They, you know what I'm saying, that they give money out, you know what I'm saying, right? But everything was closed, so we couldn't do nothing but spend money back at Walmart, the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? It was just recycling back through the companies that's already multi-billion-dollar companies.
And as you seen, you know what I'm saying? So like I don't know if y'all conspiracy theorists or not, but you know I like to play my hand in them, you know, because I I think you gotta have open perspective of a lot of stuff for anything to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I think you have to have an open mind of a lot of stuff for anything to make sense.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So like, a lot of your CEOs from some of these companies that, 10x'd up during the pandemic, stepping down.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, Twitter, so there's a lot of stuff going on. And again, like I said, I go back to my spiritual mom. Like I can remember we in April 2019, because that's when we talked the night. We was on the phone for like 3 hours. And I had to have my shop at this particular point. And I was at the house and we was just studying, going through the Bible. We was talking, as we studying, the Holy Ghost hit her, she go off into her little moment, you know what I mean? And there was so much that she told me then that from then until now has happened or transpired. You know what I'm saying? I'll be telling sometimes, Miss Brenda, you seeing into the next
future.
world or something,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything that, it just goes back to, well, it's right here. It's right here in this book. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be tapped in to understand, when he's telling you what he's trying to tell you.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, what's one of your favorite parts of your job besides, I know you got your own shop, so that's one of the parts of it that you probably enjoy is that you work for yourself and, you cut hair and, you like to see people's outlook after they get a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
But what's something else that you like about your job or your career that you have?
Man, the freedom.
The freedom?
The freedom. You know what I mean? Straight up the freedom. You know what I mean? I ain't got a lot of money in the bank. Damn near don't got any. You know what I'm saying?
But you have your freedom.
But I got the freedom to come and go when I want to. You know what I'm saying? I can stay and hustle as long as I want to stay and hustle.
Right.
If I want to go open at
cut hair till
if I want to go open at 5 o'clock Sunday, December 5th, and work till 5 o'clock
in the morning,
December 10th,
right,
and not close, I can do that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
How does it feel having that job or that profession to where you waking up in the morning, looking at it man, I got this 12 o'clock appointment, man. How does it feel, waking up, going to work and not having that feeling shh.
Man, you still have that feeling. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, so barbershop's no different than anything else, you know what I'm saying? So when you go into the industrial plants, these people are making cars because the system's in play. You know what I'm saying? The body sits on top of the suspension, and it's just the trunk. I mean, the engine and the tranny sit inside of the body. You know what I mean? The wheels sit on top of this. So when you own a business, I don't care if it's a barber shop, a car wash, a restaurant. I don't care what it is. You have to have some type of system in play. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have processes. But more importantly, you have to have a team. You know what I mean? And so when you have that right team, because I've been in situations where we had that right team, Now mind you, somebody's timing might have been off, or somebody might have not understood the assignment at the time, but you knew that team and that core of people was the right core of people. It just might not have been
the right time.
You understand what I'm saying? So there's so much that comes with it, but having the right team makes for those mornings, you know what I'm saying? And when you're like, man, I got this 8 o'clock appointment, but man, I know such and such gonna, you know what I'm saying, gonna make sure I do something to pull through, you know what I mean? Or I know CJ, when he come out, his first 5 cuts in the morning are fire, so you know what I mean? I got somebody that I can look at to get some fire in this first hour and a half, 2 hours, you know what I mean? So but when I've also not had that. And it's like, shit, you gotta go find it yourself. You know what I mean? You better go find it.
Dig deep.
You better go find you some dig in. You know what I mean? You better go find you a shovel and dig in and find it yourself. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Like, and that's kind of what I'm realizing, what I'm learning.
At what point did you say to yourself, like, I'm pretty damn good at what I do, man?
Man, I still don't say that.
You don't feel like that?
You don't feel like that?
Hell no, man. Because you know what I'm saying. A lot of
you can always get better, but
well, the thing about it is, in like a different set and a different format, I got to that point. You know what I mean? And so like, that's the quickest way to losing your traction on staying humble. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't never cut ahead and just like back up and be like, man, I just killed this shit.
I mean, hell no. You know what I'm saying? It's like, shit, go kill another one.
Shit,
You know what I mean?
every time I do something good, I feel like I reward myself in my head.
So you know, me and my nigga, we got a phrase, and I'm trying to keep it PG, but like, you know, you remember when you got
you say what you want to say.
Yeah. So you remember when you got that first piece of pussy?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like when you was a teenager, or
yeah.
when you got that first piece, but then like
I was in my 20s, man.
Yeah.
So like then when you become, you know, mid 30s, early 30s, mid 30s, married, it's like you don't fuck up no more just to go say I got that piece.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because like you have to know there's more that comes with it.
Yeah.
You know, so like same thing goes for when I cut hair. It's like I don't ever want to get caught up into the fact it's like, damn, that's that one. Because I may not be able to get that one again.
Right.
You
right.
understand what I'm saying?
You
So
saying.
like I want to make sure that I stay humble in every way, because you gotta think, man, like, so like my first year out of Barber, and a lot of people don't know this, like my first year out of Barber, man, I built a network and a bubble of people, you know, that collectively probably had 150, 175 years in the industry that were heavyweights. Little on me from Cookville, you know, and what it was, again, this goes back to all my steps were orchestrated and all the people that came into my life were orchestrated. Hunt used to tell me all the time what my gift was, and I never would listen to him. Miss Brenda, the pastor, they used to tell me all the time what my gifts were. I'm like, man, ain't no way. But those same gifts that those people were seeing once I left here were the same gifts that were getting doors closed in my face and getting me shut to the back when I was here. You understand what I'm saying? So it was almost like I had to step out of my environment and in my comfortable setting to understand who I was, to understand who I was, and understand what I was really capable of.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So like, you know, a lot of people don't understand like the journey. And I just say it like this, you know, in the most humblest way I can. A lot of people think I made this shit look easy. But shit, this journey started 2008. You know what I'm saying? 2007, 2008. I'm walking around Bushtown with a backpack walking. Trying to cut people hair for free. You know what I mean? For $5.
Right.
Riding around in the Buick with my clippers, you know what I'm saying, in the back of the Buick, cut for $5. You know what I'm saying? So
people
like,
just see the end result.
They just seeing cultured image, but they not understanding where Tad Phase was really
burst.
Really started being formed.
Hey, it's like your boy, like LeBron and Steph Curry. That's all they do is see them out there dropping dimes, and they don't see the work that Steph put in behind the scenes.
You gotta constantly work. You know, they say you gotta have 1,000 hours in to even begin to be good at mastering your craft. You know, you don't even start to be good till after you have 1,000 hours. You know what I'm saying? So like,
so what else are you into?
Oh man, so I love to cook. You know, I have that in vision. My next vision is kind of still staying in the lane of barbering, but it's really just taking it up a level. It's something, you know, that me and my homies, we talked about. You know, some of them are emotional with it, but this is a recession-proof industry, man. You know, like, I can remember in high school, we had a dude to transfer. We had a nigga that transferred here when we was in high school. He transferred his sophomore year. So like one of his electives was cosmetology. And we made fun of him. Nigga, you in cosmetology, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
little did we know, he coming out of school with 750 hours.
Right.
Towards his 1500.
Yeah.
Right.
So when he get out, he only got to go for 750 more hours, and he ready to go. Mind you, if we come, we got to go for a whole 15.
Whole 15.
So we making fun of him.
But he was ahead of the curve.
And he going and investing in himself early. So that kind of goes back to the mindset that I said, you know, we've been programmed to look at somebody that's trying to
do something that
better than
you're not accustomed to as being
Dude,
bad.
I'll give y'all another story that's almost pretty much, you know, in lines of what you were saying. And that's my dad in Detroit, right? My dad opened a business. It was called Porta John.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually setting up
porta
potties. Everybody like, ugh, how you have no idea of the amount of money my pops used to walk around with, from setting up porta potties to going and cleaning them, servicing them.
So you look on the construction site at every corner. What is on? You know what I'm saying? It's a porta potty. What's an every event?
Guess what he figured out about that? That's the law.
Man, they got to have that.
So it was like everybody looked at him like,
you can't have a business if you don't have proper restroom facilities for people to use to the public. You can't even have a business. That's one thing that on the state board, you have to have a public restroom. So I mean, again, we've been programmed. Hey, I like to say like
my
this.
pops used to walk around with them, you know, them rubber boots on that came with passion.
Full of shit.
You know what I'm saying? With the overall on, with the pocket right here, with probably about 6-7 stacks in that pocket.
Man, listen.
All the time.
Listen, bro. We have been programmed. If we can't shoot it, catch it, swing it, then we don't need it to try to get no money out of it. Mm-hmm. When in all actuality, we really don't understand. We wouldn't be speaking into these if it wasn't built for our hands, or we wouldn't have those lights looking at us if it wasn't for our minds. You understand what I'm saying? So like, it's really on a level of, until you start being able to have these kind of conversations on these type of platforms with these type of minds, are you ever going to tap into even remotely finding out? Oh man,
check this out. You can take people, let's say, doctors at the hospital where you work at, right? Mm-hmm. Now you got, between all of these degrees, you got bachelors, masters, doctorings, all that, right? Mm-hmm. But when the computers mess up, who they call? That little dude who went to IT school for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And you got all these masters.
For the coding course.
They got all these masters and doctors and all these in the room, but when the computers mess up, who they call?
You call them, you know. So I mean, and you know, I like to educate myself. You know, a lot of times when you come in my barbershop, I got some form of education going. You know, the fact is we in a predominantly white area. You know, so like a lot of times when Caucasians come in, I'm playing a Dr. Boyce Watkins or Dr. Claude Anderson or Dr. Juwanta Kanjufu. You might catch the Breakfast Club on. You might catch 19 Keys, or I might be watching Sleepers for Suckers. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm always on Earn Your Leisure, or Market Mondays. You know, with Rashad and them. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm always watching something that's uplifting for my culture,
and for you,
and for my own mind.
So with that being said, when you said for your own culture, right? So tell us how did the name Cultured Image, how was...
I'm so glad you rolled right into that, because culture has nothing to do with my culture. So like, the definition of culture that represents cultured image is refined by good taste, good manner, and good education. So like, I'm riding, again, this is probably around June, after the April 19 conversation with my spiritual mother. I'm riding as stuff is forming together. You know, I'm on my way to Murfreesboro one night, and I'm like, God, I'm about to cross over, I'm on Diddy Road, headed towards the interstate, you know, and I'm like, God, I don't have a name for this barbershop. You know what I'm saying? I'm a couple days away from the state coming inspecting and letting me open. I don't have a name. I need you to give me a name. So as I'm crossing over Burgess Falls, I'm saying that prayer before I get to the first pasture. The word culture comes to my head. Like, this is a real story. The word culture comes to my head, so I'm driving. I'm like, culture, barbershop, culture what? I don't want to call it a barbershop because it's gonna be so much more than a barbershop.
Right.
Culture. I didn't want to call it Tad's nothing. Terrence is nothing, because again, it's not about me. It just involves me. And of course, my vision is so much broader than a Tad's barbershop. You know what I'm saying? I can't get Marquise or Short to buy into a franchise that's called Tad's Barbershop like I can Cultured Image. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm thinking long term. So I'm like, cultured what? Cultured image. It's the first thing. It's the first thing you see when you see an image. You know what I mean? Like, it's the first thing you see when you see any brain. You see the brain's image. You know, cultured image. Cultured image barbershop. You know? Cultured image grooming. Cultured image grooming studio. So I'm a guy acronym. You know, I like to do everything in acronyms. So I was like, CLGS, Cultured Image Grooming Studio. That's it. So I literally Googled cultured, refined by good taste, good manner, and good education image. That's it.
That's it.
Cultured Image Grooming Studio. Like, so.
It's crazy how he talk to you like that, ain't it?
Yeah, man. Like, that's how the name Culture. So again, it has nothing to do with me being black or anybody else being any other culture, ethnicity.
Nothing to do with that.
So I'm glad we clarified that, because people will hear that name and run with it.
So I've lost business over the pandemic because, again, where I was going, people come into my barbershop and Boyce Watkins and Claude Anderson are having a discussion about how white people fail to hold themselves accountable of the history of America. So they'll get up and leave. You know what I mean? Like, about a month ago, I had a couple come in, father and son couple. They've never been in before, because like I generally can tell the second or third visit, you know. So I'd never seen them before. Of course, I'm watching Dr. Boyce and Dr. Claude Anderson. They're on one of their radical days. Dr. Anderson's mad. He's mad at black folks. You know what I'm saying? He's mad about what's going on. So he's just talking the real, you know. So they over there leaning like this. So trying not to listen to him. And I've got to the point where I can read mouth. And I can hear those low conversations while I'm reading mouth.
Under the bzzz.
Yeah, so they both look up to the TV, and of course they start going in, and the son takes it.
You already knew.
And something was said on the TV, and Dad looked up. He said, I can't take no more of this shit, let's go. But they just got up and left and went out. So you gotta think that's two people going back to the street saying, you know, that's a, you know, so that's something you gotta fight. And then, you know, just having those clients that you became close with that over the time.
But something that needs to be said too, though, man. I mean,
well,
being happy or being proud to be black does not mean I'm anti-white.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that, because again, people aren't having these type of conversations.
Right.
We're staying in that comfortable bubble of, you know what I'm saying, on this side is I got that one black friend. And over here it's like, you know what I'm saying,
Got a color TV.
On this side it's like, you know, we have to really figure out how we can sit down and have these conversations so they can hear our pain and understand it. You know, not just hear it, but understand it. You know, because you know you do have those people out there that want to understand, but then you also have those people out there that, you know, they're still blind and just don't know.
They don't want
to know.
They don't want to know.
They don't want to know because they don't know exactly. You know?
And it's an uncomfortable conversation for a lot of them.
Man.
So.
And again, I say this, you know, if me being one of the only black business owners that I've ever known to come through here means that I lose business, because when you come into my establishment, I'm playing something empowering to my people, and I'm not playing something that's poison to my people. If that causes you to run out my door and not patronizing my business, so be it.
Right.
I'm cool with losing. Cool with losing that if I'm gaining this.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. You know.
So what's the future like for you and the business?
Man, like, it's really crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a visionary, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got so many businesses, so many ideas in my head, you know. But right now, it's just staying focused, staying on this one track. You know what I mean? Like, I'm understanding that one thing that all successful people have in common, you know, they have a lot of characteristics. A lot of the same characteristics, a lot of the same, you know, likes and dislikes. But like, the unified thing across the board that they all have in common is that they read, you know. And so, like, one thing that I'm trying to make myself do is read more. Right now, with a book called Traction, and it's really fitting for me reading it right now, because it's about scaling your business, and, you know, how do you get to the next ceiling? How do you get past that ceiling that you're at to get to the next level, to get to the next ceiling? You understand what I'm saying? So, like, again, system, processes, visions, all that stuff. So, like, I've been having to think about visions, and it's like, you know, yeah, Terrence, you got all these ideas, but what the fuck is your vision? You know, what the fuck is your game plan?
I mean, but at what point do you not say to yourself that, okay, man, I'm a young black man. I am my own employer, you know what I'm saying? I own my own business, you know. At what point do you say, you know, good job, Terrence? I mean,
man, I'm not there yet. I'm not nowhere.
Why?
Man, just because I know that, and again, it's kind of crazy, but, like, you know, I always told myself I was going to be probably 28, 30 before I got to the point to where I wanted to grow up, you know. Just looking at the genetic and the lineage of my family, my uncles, my cousins, the people I grew up looking up to, you know. I was going to be 28, 30 years old before I started
taking life serious.
And stuff like that. So, again, I'm already a couple different pockets behind the 8-ball, you know. And again, I know me.
Right, but at the same time, you say that you a couple, you know what I'm saying, pockets behind the 8-ball, right?
And to the next person, I may be a couple steps ahead.
Right, but I'm saying, at what point do you not say that God's plan is in activation right now instead of being...
I mean, I say that every day.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I say that every day.
All I'm saying is, we don't give flowers, you know what I'm saying, to our people until they gone. So I'm like, why not? We giving you your flowers, man. You a young black man with a business in a predominantly white, you know, city. So,
man, I just, you know, I take all that into consideration, and I think at the end of the day, like, my humble way of saying thank you is wanting to go to the next level and wanting to do more. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's my way of saying thank you, and I appreciate it, because I know I didn't have that to look at.
Right.
I didn't have that to look for. You know what I'm saying?
This is
like,
all new.
This is something new, and, like, sometimes, like, you know, Brother Meek says something at a meeting. You know, shout out to WEC. I got to plug West End Connection real quick. But we were in a meeting, and he said, you know, sometimes you have to be the sacrifice. You got to be the one that sticks out. You know what I mean? You have to be the one to go against the tide. And, you know, just the fact is, you know, growing up, we didn't have those people that wanted to steer left if everybody else was going right, or wanted to steer right if everybody else was going left, you know. If you picked up the pack, I picked up the pack, you picked up the pack. You know what I'm saying? If you picked up the mic, I picked up the mic, you picked up the mic. You understand what I'm saying?
Nobody's going against the grain.
It wasn't, you pick up the mic, I'm going to play this keyboard, you go in that office room and figure out how to seal these deals. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't that. So I'm stepping back from a different perspective. It's not that I'm on a higher level. It's just that I'm looking at it from a different perspective and understanding that you work better in a conglomerate and in collaboration than you do in isolation.
On your own.
On your own. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I know that there's so many people out there that don't think like that. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? So like, I got to be the person that can identify it in this person, but can also bring it out and so into this person too, to kind of fit some shit together.
Make everything work.
I got you. Okay.
So like, man, it's just like, I take all that into consideration. I'm humble accepting it, you know, but I just know that I got so much more to do, you know. If I continue to tap in, stay disciplined, you know, continue to grow, find mentors, all that type of stuff.
Well, we gonna tell you good job, man. You doing
I
your thing,
appreciate it, man. You know, hey,
you know, I tell you all the time.
Coming from some OGs, you know what I'm saying? Again, like,
why be the OGs, man?
I mean, cause y'all, you know, like you just said, you know, y'all pioneers, you know what I mean? Y'all set precedents here that at one time I looked up to. You know, like, again, that's another part of life that I really don't talk about, is like when I was in the music and the radio days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't know, like, 2006 is what slid me into my darkness. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think. It's 2006. I am 21 years old on the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got access to 365,000 listeners worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm covering 14 counties. I'm on 6 to 10, 6 to 12 on Fridays, on an independently owned radio station. You understand what I'm saying? I've got the right and free way to do. So again, like, this goes back to when I met Six, and still, Jelly was down. I had Jelly down freestyling on the air with Mario Moore, Coop, Jelly, Mario Moore, Coop came down. Rob Ski, when he was running Underground DVD, him and the Money Bag came down. That's when Six and Steel and Mecca, and they was running this Next Step music group. Like, there was things that I was in on in 2006 and had my head on forming at such a young age. Again, there was no mentors. There was nobody to yank me by my coat and say, you know what, nigga?
This is how you do it.
This how you do
Slow
it.
down.
You slow down because you fucking up.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you losing all humbleness right here. You know what I mean? I let the local celebrity, local fame get to my head. I'll never forget. Me, Blindside, B. Howard, Jelly Roll, Coop, and somebody else, we all sitting outside the radio station freestyling, man. And this is DJ Drama, nobody really kicked off on the DJ.
When you say B. Howard, we're talking about the B. Howard.
B. Howard's still now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, again, this is...
He was in Cookville?
Yeah. But Jelly was like, T, you need to get to doing these mixtapes. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? You need to get to hosting these mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got free reign to play the record, host the record, play the record, promote the record, you know, sit, do whatever right here, you know. And I'm just like, nah, man, you know, again, being from Cookville, we always slow. You know, we 5 years behind Nashville, and Nashville's 10 years behind anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really wasn't up on game what he was talking about till 2-3 years later, and I'm already out of function, out of connection with the radio station. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, but again, like, you know, 2006 is what started the darkness that took me so long to come out of. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a lot riding on 2006 when I got introduced to that music industry, you know what I'm saying? Again, going back to what I was saying, because something that you guys laid ground with, you know what I mean? Right. Cookville hadn't had a black DJ since my cousin Frank the Iceman did it at that particular point many years before, you know? So me being on the air was huge, you know? I didn't even really get to dig in and go into the family genetics of Frank being on air because the stint was so short-lived. You know, come to find out, some people made some calls and was like, hey,
let's nip that in the bud.
Get that nigga off the air.
Yeah.
Y'all don't get him off the air, y'all not renewing your license. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I said, I was the first radio DJ in the state of Tennessee to break with Russell's Hudson. I was the first radio DJ in the state of Tennessee to break Paul Wall, Fat Joe, Lil Wayne, that Holla at Me Baby. The first radio DJ in the state to break that. Was the first radio DJ in this region to play that Wino Pop in My Trunk. Again, all that stuff, as y'all know about music, all that stuff goes back into scans. And so I'll never forget, I'm on the phone with Rick Ross's manager, you know, like, hey, we got the video coming out. We in that same, the white 745 you're gonna see in the video, that's what we in right now. How you, you can hear that deep voice, and you know, he was like, we riding through right now in that same car. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, the car we in, you know what I'm saying? So be looking for it when the video come out. You know, like, I got Franchise Boys' first album on Top of the World on vinyl. You know what I'm saying? Like, So Def sent me that. Managed Man had a single call out called Chill at that time. They sent me that on vinyl. Sent me some other stuff that I got from So Def. But like, again, like I said, there was some conversation that was being sparked in 2006 that was gonna catapult me then. You know, T-Biz with Flavor Fanatics, he was a program director at 101. I had him on air promoting Palapalooza when Young Jock come down. They're on, you know, they was on the ticket. And he's program director at 101. He like, hey, you wanna come intern? This 06. This way before Zach Boog or any of them cats. You know, nobody had interned with Dollar Wine School. You wanna come intern at 101? I'm like, shit. Yeah, I want to, but I can't. You know, I was like, what's stopping you? I'm like, shit, you know, just had my first baby in May. This is June, July. Don't have no driver license, don't have no car, just had a baby.
You talking about intern for free?
I ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? But again, I had nobody in my corner to say, go serve. Go serve that radio station. Go serve those radio DJs. Go serve that community. Because what's going to happen on the backside of you serving is going to be such a great blessing. Right. I had nobody in my corner telling me that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So again, there's two scenarios right there in 06 in that lane, in that era that, you know, that I have to look back on and say, missing out on those things right there is what helped me get Cultured Image off the ground. And that's what's going to help me get Cultured Image Clothing founded. That's what's going to help me get Cultured Image Academy going. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to help me get
that gives you the drive.
That's what's going to help me get all these visions, help all these visions come to life. You know, so again, this is some of the clothing that I just threw together last season. You know, and again, like, I got so much stuff. You know, I've got stuff in my phone and files. You know, this was an image that I was gonna have. I was gonna use this for the Cultured Image clothing for one of the first pieces and first launches this summer. But again, shit happened. You know, and I've got logos. And I've got logos for everything. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I've been blessed to have some people in my life that's taught me about branding and the importance of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have that brand built. You know what I mean? If you ain't got that brand built, you ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So like, when people see that, they know what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I was just talking with, you know, Chanel the other day, and it's like, you know, that's another logo I got for Cultured Image Grooming, which is different than the logo for Cultured Image Clothing. You understand what I'm saying? Then I've got the King Care logo, which is the men's skincare product.
Okay.
Hair and beard line. So, you know, just making sure I stay.
Is that a line you gonna work on, or is it a line that you gonna carry?
No, it's mine. You
Okay.
know, I'm in the kitchen whipping and, you know, formulas and stuff.
So you coming up with your own concoction?
Yeah, man. I got the beard all out now.
Help this dude grow a beard.
Man, so like, real shit, bro. Like, it's. I'm not gonna say it's the best, but you know,
I'm gonna fuck with you.
I've had a lot of people.
I'm trying to get Grizzly over here.
I've had a lot of people give me.
Hey man, quit putting that body wash on your face, man.
Body on his face.
I'll be alright. I got this. We'll get with it.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you coming on the podcast, man.
For sure,
man.
Yeah. I appreciate you having me.
But for last time, man, tell them where you located at, man.
Man, 506 North Willow Avenue, Cookville, Tennessee, 38501. Phone number is 931-854-1218. You can hit us on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, at Cultured Image Grooming. Facebook page is Cultured Image Grooming Studios. I have Tad Fades, Instagram, Facebook. So yeah, man, that's where we at. You know, like I said, we got a lot of
get
stuff.
chopped up.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know.
And it's not just for black people, okay?
Yeah, you're not the only person over there cutting either.
No, yes. I got two. Right now, I got 2 other barbers. You know, and you know, so like, I will say this. Going back to something that you said. The first time I did give myself a pat on the back, this real shit was like a week and a half ago. Because again, when my mentors broke something down to me, you know, he was like, Terrence, I don't think that you've taken into the fact that at this particular point in business in 2 years, you've had people that's dependent on you for feeding their families, raising their kids and paying their bills. So not only are you running a business, but you're now employing people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're not controlling their hours.
So like, I had to step back and I was like, oh shit. You know, a lot of people holler boss. That boss shit. Like, God, does that mean I'm a boss now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you look in the mirror and say, huh?
But, you know, so I did have that.
I feel you, man.
Half ago, you know, I kind of had that moment. But
and you also got to think of it this way. You're a boss and you don't control hours like, you know, 40 hours and that's it, you know.
Man, there's days that I wish I did control the hours too, though, because, you know, like I'm saying, like when I'm in the shop at 8 and then at 8 a.m. and I'm still there at 8 p.m. and I seen $100, $150, $200 come in from 8 to 10 and ain't nobody there. And then from 6 to 8, I see another $300, $350 go by. I'm like, damn, that was $500, $600 right there that the shop just missed. If I could control them hours, somebody will be here. So, you know, again, it's that balance, man. Again, man, it's that.
But at the same time, though, you got what you needed that night,
man, for sure.
And you know, now they'll probably know that hey, I need to stick around some of them nights. So,
man, I just try to lead by example, you know. But real quick before we dip out, man, I want to make sure I plug WEC, which is the West End Connection. You guys can look us up on Facebook.
We had a conversation about that earlier.
You know, West End Connection is the new nonprofit movement. You know what I'm saying? We are serving the west side of Cookeville, particularly West End Park, to the people that are descendants, born and raised, have hands to, connections to, relationship with, back to Bushtown as we call it. We got a lot of stuff that we're looking at, trying to get done over in the area. You know, if you ever come
and a lot of stuff that's already been done.
There's a lot of stuff that's been done. Again, you know, that's one of the things that, again, my spiritual mother told me I was going to do, was going to come home and get active in the community. And a lot of people don't know, but so like, I was in on getting the conversation started last summer about getting the basketball court fixed. You know, that court hadn't been redone since the 90s. That's what he used to play on when he used to ball. So like, the court hadn't been redone since then. So, you know, I came back, we got in the room, I got to sit at the table.
I broke a few ankles out there.
At the center? Man, have you seen the court since?
I had.
No, he ain't been.
So the court now is nice, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could go out there and it's almost like we at the Rucker, you know what I'm saying? We got the LED lights.
New playground.
We got, you know, we getting some stuff done.
Bathrooms.
Okay.
Yeah, so just saying all that to say, if you guys are interested in becoming members of the West End Connection, you can look us up on Facebook at West End Connection. We connect, and just hit us up. We'd love to have you guys. So
that's what's up.
That's what's up, baby. We appreciate you coming through, man.
So appreciate y'all for having me, man.
That's gonna conclude another episode of More Than Music City. I am your co-host, J. Paul.
I'm SOS.
And I'm Tad Fades. Go like, share.
I appreciate it.
Something to nothing. We pay dues up in this game. That's why our music get bumping. Incarcerations and separations that kept us down, but now we back in this game and we gon' lay it down. Nothing to something, something to nothing. We paid dues up in this game, that's why our music get bumping. Incarcerations and separations, it kept us down. But now we back in this game and we gon' lay it down.
It's like people think that the family fell off. We like nappy roots, oh no, hell no. Cause we done seen the ups and we done seen the downs. When we was down, very few came around. And with that said, you can tell that I've been through the struggle. So when I came up, the niggas still remain humble. But I can't lie, even I was naive. They had me sign my name on a contract and sold me a dream. Waiting on distribution, CD sat on the shelf. Was like, never mind that, and when pushed it, I said, okay, shit gets worse, we lose 2 of our members. They're doing a nice little bid, and they'll be gone in November. Nah, Lane came home, S back in the picture. Now my family's back together, no more pouring out liquor. Now we back in the lab, making hits for that ass. Independent, even harder now, who laugh last?
We gave up nothing to something, something to nothing. We paid dues up in this game, that's why our music get bumping. Incarcerations and separations, it kept us down. But now we back in this game and we gon' lay it down. Nothing to something, something to nothing. We paid dues up in this game, that's why our music get bumping. Incarcerations and separations, it kept us down. But now we back in this game and we gon' lay it down. I've been to the top, said I've been to the bottom. Ain't niggas on the block, man. Had the feds on them. Sold up the whole gonna, sold up the whole town. When I wasn't pushing powder, man, I was pushing pound. Had to do a little time, got back out on the grind, blew up. Even more selling Yola by the pound. Shady record deal, got a nigga all stressed out. But I'm feeling much better, cause both my niggas out.
I put in time with my first love, the world should know who. Game infested is that rider, bitch, so I said I do. We had middle tenny, gone on Henny, screaming bad that. One night stand had all type of chickens, so throwing that back. Band raps and videos, fucked up deals with window. Little Lane got popped first, then SO had to go. Now we back ready to attack, this ain't no fluke. Cause we been in this game since 92, and look at all the bullshit we've been through.
Nothing to something, something to nothing. We paid dues up in this game, that's why our music get bumping. Incarcerations and separations, it kept us down. But now we back in this game and we gon' lay it down. Nothing to something, something to nothing. We paid dues up in this game, that's why our music get bumping. Incarcerations and separations, it kept us down. But now we back in this game and we gon' lay it down.
Sometimes I feel when it comes to good, there's nothing to ride. And things are a little better, but it still seems nothing is right. I'm 28 and can't believe, man, I'm stuck in this life. Maybe these words here could get to an ear and change my luck overnight. Get all my people out the game to steal, hustling white. I done learned you can't wait your turn, you bust through the line. And trust is a lie, there's no such thing. Hey, love costs money and I ain't got no change. I'm blessed to be alive, but I struggle as soon as I hit my feet. I found happiness, then went to prison, ain't that bittersweet? If things were going right, I would think something was wrong. I done paid all my dues, I done banged on every song. Don't take my word wrong, I'm just displaying my talent. This is for my hustlers in the struggle, every day is a challenge. I can only chase these dreams before reality is abandoned. And I love music, I know I can't fit this cash in my casket. We back, bitch.
Nothing to something, something to nothing. We paid dues up in this game, that's why our music get bumping. Incarcerations and separations, it kept us down. But now we back in this game and we gon' lay it down. Nothing to something, something to nothing. We paid dues up in this game, that's why our music get bumping. Incarcerations and separations, it kept us down. But now we back in this game and we gon' lay it down.